Hey, and welcome back to the Domus Land, I guess we can call it. So, there's been a couple questions coming up in regards to beer tax and stuff like that that have been getting talked about more a few months ago than recently. But when I've been on the TikTok sphere here recently, people in the live chats that I've joined into have been asking me about this because, well, apparently I'm just some sort of wealth of knowledge, and as much as I do know a lot of things, I know a lot of things. I know a little bit about a lot of things, but I do research a lot of things. So, but one thing I want to talk about today is in regards to beer taxes. How much are we paying on taxes and stuff along those lines? So unfortunately, there are a lot of websites in the Canada websites and stuff like that that don't really paint the full picture. They say the numbers are much smaller in some places, and numbers are much larger in other places. So, but what I'm going to be showing you is things right from the Canadian website. It was actually a PDF in regards to alcohol sales in Canada, and also I'm going to be showing you. Also, we're going to talk about tobacco as well, because there's a lot of taxes that get added onto those things, and the reason why those taxes are added on are specifically because of the health complications and some other things as well, right? So let's get into this. All right, so this is a PDF that I downloaded from the Canada website just to make sure we're all clear on here. And when we're looking at this is alcohol sales in Canada from March or April 2020 until March 2021. So it's relatively recent because we don't have the numbers for 2022 yet, which will probably come out, I think, in July, maybe something like that. And so we're looking at this, and so we have a standard, total standard drinks that a person will have um, sold per week is 9.7 drinks. And here's sort of the breakdown of it, right? So 3.9 beers, 2.6 spirits, 2.5 wine, and ciders and coolers is zero point 0.7. That is as per the standard size. So a bottle or a glass of wine, 2.5 glasses of wine, I believe, bottles of beer or cans of beer and stuff like that. Now, the interesting thing is as we go down here, we need to move this up so you can see it. All right, there we go. So between April 1st, 2020 and March 31st, 2021, governments earned an average of 442 per person over the legal drinking age from the control and sale of alcoholic beverages. Now that doesn't mean that 442 was just like the excise tax and the GST and PST. What that means down here in the bottom is net income of liquor authorities and other government revenue from the control and sale of alcohol beverages, including excise taxes, retail sales tax, specific taxes on alcohol, and license and permit revenues. So, it's sort of like the whole umbrella of the whole situation. But so I was kind of curious, right? So, right above there, it says alcohol sales in Canada were $837 per person over the legal drinking age. And that was a 2.9% increase from the year previous. Now we know in 2020, a lot of people did, buy more alcohol for a period there. And I actually saw a chart where in March of 2020, there was a massive uptick of alcohol sales, which I think we can all agree. Now, out of curiosity, because it's talking about people over the legal drinking age. Now, I wasn't able to find from age 19 till, the highest age in Canada, as per the legal drinking age, but I was able to find the age 20. So I did the math, because I had to add everything together. It was done in sections, and that was about 30.6 million people that are over the drinking age. And when you times that by $442 per person, that comes out to about $13.5 billion worth of money that does not go to the distributors or the brewers, right? So that's a very large number. And to give you an idea of what $837 is, so let's just say a 15 pack of Milwaukee right now is about $30, right? And so that's about 2 to 3 cases of beer a month, right? So people who buy a case at the end of every week, or they buy a case every other paycheck, that's how you kind of get closer to that number, right? Of $837 per person. So when we're looking at that, so $13 billion, and that's both federally, provincially, the full picture, right? That's a lot of money. Now, this money is supposed to go towards hospitals and medical care and maybe research and stuff like that. And I was kind of curious, so I looked up how much money that the Canadian government's going to give in terms of healthcare this year, and it's something like $90 billion. So, personally, I mean, when you look at it, people who drink alcohol are significantly helping the healthcare system. I mean, but I'm not advertising for people to drink too much. Drink responsibly at all times. But when we go and we take a look at, let's say, cigarettes, right? So, I'm just going to move that back down. All right. There we go. So tobacco revenues from tobacco sales. Now, this is from the Smoke Free Canada, Physicians for Smoke Free Canada. This is smokefree.ca, I believe. And when we're looking at this in terms of tobacco sales for 2020 to 2021, for provincial taxes, etc., we're looking at $4.4 billion. And for Canada, we're looking at $3 billion, so a total of $7.5 billion in terms of taxes that are paid every year through tobacco sales. Now, that's cigars, that's cigarettes, that's loose tobacco, that's a whole bunch of different things. Cigars actually have a cap on the taxes of a maximum of $7 per cigar. So if you're buying a $100 cigar, you might be paying in total for the tobacco tax only $7. But then again, if you buy a $10 cigar, I think it's something like $2 or something like that in taxes. So to kind of give you an idea, right? So when we add those two together, right, we got 13.5 billion plus 7.5. So we're looking at $21 billion just from tobacco and cigarettes in total with the provinces and the government of Canada. That's a significant number. And to give you an idea of how much you're paying per cigarette, per pack in taxes, here's a little chart here. So I live in British Columbia, so we're going to talk about that. So the average price across the board is $4.18 per pack of cigarettes. And then you got the $2.98, which is the federal excise duty, as they call it. And then $6.50 is the provincial tobacco taxes. And then you have, the smaller numbers up here, which is PHT, GST, HST, and stuff like that. So really, if you're spending $15.30 for a pack of smokes, $11 is tax. So that is a pretty high number in regards to that. So the question is, are these taxes necessary? The taxes go up every single year. I found in some sources on the Canadian website that the taxes for liquor go up every 6 months. And I think in 2018 or 2020, we had the highest alcohol tax increase. So when people are talking about axe the liquor tax, this is what they're talking about, because when you're looking at it, when potentially 53% of what you're paying at the store potentially goes to cover all of these different taxes and the license and permit revenues and stuff like that. That's a pretty significant number, because honestly, like, the licenses and the permits are a much lower number, because that gets distributed over a massive amount, like, let's say 100 people per week at least. Meanwhile, the actual individual alcoholic taxes and stuff like that, alcohol taxes, are being put on directly onto the sales that you're paying. And I went and I bought a case of beer the other day, and I got the receipt for it, and it said I paid $30, and it said like the liquor tax was $2.48. But that's not including anything else that's actually included before it gets to the store, right? So that's just what they charged me. So anyways, I just wanted to bring this up to your attention, and you have yourself a wonderful day.